Hello, this is Phoenix and
This is Aria.
we're recording again in a garden in Eastern Europe. Things here have mostly returned to normal. The mask people have put away their strange garments and the markets appear to be bustling with people again. Progress is being made. Feels like a lot of people are waking up to the reality of the deception that they've been subjected to by their governments and by the media. However, America is on fire. What happened to the First Amendment? I'm just going to read you the First Amendment here. It was written on December the 15th, 1791. And the First Amendment says, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of a religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So I'm just going to go through this point by point. Okay, so the first part of the First Amendment reads, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of a religion. Okay, to me, that means Congress or the government, the US government, will not make any laws establishing a new religion. Okay, so what is happening with coronavirus or the alleged coronavirus? A new religion has been established. This religion is based on a belief system, and the core of that belief system is that there is a virus, a deadly virus. However, the CDC, the Centre for Disease Control, have recently released figures that demonstrate that this alleged virus, if it even exists, because the test itself appears to be faulty, if it exists, has a similar mortality rate to seasonal flu. Okay, so on the basis, if it exists, of a virus that has a similar mortality rate to seasonal flu, a new religion has been established. It has its priests, Dr. Fauci, for example, a whole range of white-coated priests who sort of prowl about the government offices claiming this virus exists. It has its religious dress. It has its garment. Its core garment is the mask. This new religion requires that you wear a mask. So Congress has established a new religion. The dress that you must wear if you believe in the Corona religion is a mask. And the priests of Corona are the doctors who keep claiming, despite all the statistics that prove it to be entirely false, that this is more deadly than seasonal flu. Okay, so moving on through the First Amendment. The next sentence reads, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Okay, so it's talking about religion again. It's saying that Congress or the government cannot make any law or decree that prevents you from exercising your religion. Okay, so what's happened? The government has established a new religion and has also told you cannot practice your old religion. You cannot go to churches, you cannot go to mosques, you cannot go to meditation centres. You are locked down. So a new religion has been established and you are no longer allowed to practice your old religions. Okay, moving on to the next sentence in the First Amendment. It says, or abridging the freedom of speech. Okay, so the government cannot prohibit your freedom of speech. Okay, well, if you look through the media, you can see that many journalists, many doctors, many outspoken people who are speaking against the tyranny of what the US government and other governments are doing have been silenced. If you look on YouTube, censorship has run amok. These people are censoring those who speak out against this tyranny left, right and centre. There has never been less freedom of speech in my lifetime than I see on the internet at the moment. Okay, moving on through the First Amendment. It also says the government shall not prohibit the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Okay, so that was violated as well. You were locked down. Many of us were locked down. We were in a prison system, not allowed to leave your house, or only allowed to travel within a certain range, or in places like New York, not allowed to go outside without wearing a mask, or not allowed to walk without spacing yourself a certain arbitrary number of meters away from the next person. So I'm just looking back through this First Amendment. So literally everything in the First Amendment has been destroyed. Everything. Someone, most likely, has sat down and they have looked at the First Amendment and they have said to themselves, how can I break this? How can I destroy the Constitution of this country? What if I tell them there is a deadly virus? Would they tear up the Constitution on account of that? Would they tear up the foundation of their entire nation if I told them there was a deadly virus? Because here in the First Amendment, it does not say at the end, however, if there is a deadly virus or some other concoction dreamt up by the government or those in power, then you can tear this up. It doesn't say that. Why do you think in the First Amendment they have not written, for example, however, in the event of national emergency, this rule is void? They have not written that. They've not written that because that is hacking the Constitution. That is like looking at a computer system, deciding what its vulnerabilities are and exploiting its vulnerabilities. I think the people who wrote the Constitution realised that there is something more important than life, and that is freedom. There's a saying in America, give me liberty or give me death. give me liberty or give me death, because there is something worse than death. And what is worse than death is slavery. And that is why in the Constitution they have not put any clause after the First Amendment saying that there are circumstances under which this does not apply. They have not written that because they recognise that the most dangerous and awful way to live is to live as a slave. And so this First Amendment, which I'll read one more time, has been written specifically so that the government and those in power cannot enslave you. I'm just going to run through the First Amendment one more time so we can be perfectly clear on what has been torn up. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of a religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances.